All right. Well, welcome everyone to Momentum Mastery, episode one. Thank you so much for coming. There's not many of us here, but this is the first call, and you guys are going to be the founders of this call when we bring it up, because it's always been my dream to do one of these calls. I don't know. I've been waiting, and I don't know why we do that in life, right? We wait for something to happen to start something, and it's just the conditioning that has been passed down to us. So I do think it's important to break some of those waiting things. And I'm actually proud of myself to start this call, even though, again, I waited a long time. Um, so yeah, thank you so much for coming on. And the reason why it was always a passion for me to do these calls is because when I was starting on my, coaching, new profession, new kind of life journey, it was coaching calls. It was coaching calls done by Sean G. Murphy, who ended up mentoring me. But he would have a daily call. He called it a daily awakening, and it was every day, every morning at 7:30 in the morning. And he had Liz was on there. Liz was on there, so she knows. It had anywhere from, I think at one point there was 100 people dialing in. Then we kind of scaled back to like 30. But I was on this call every single day, 7:30 in the morning, Monday through Sunday for a year. And it changed my life. And I named this call Momentum Mastery Call because momentum is everything. It really is everything. So, like, what is momentum, right? Momentum, well, it's mass times velocity. We are the mass. You are the mass, and your actions is the velocity. So you're already halfway there. The only thing that's missing is the actions. Just like this is the first call, who knows? It might lead to a daily call where I'm creating the actions. Just like when you sign up to the gym and you put in, let's say, 30 sessions in a row, you've built quite a bit of momentum there. If something comes your way, that should be enough momentum where you can break through it and not stop. And I think that's where a lot of times, because we don't even start the action, we don't create the momentum in whatever it is. Whether it's, again, working out, we're all here from Zero Doubt Club. We've all, some of us have been here for 3 years. Some of us have been here for off and on. You know, Someone just came back recently, but was here for a couple years. And some of us just started, actually. Some of us just started, have probably put in 3 sessions. But I'll tell you this, out of the people that have been with us for 2, 3 years, like, I know that they have the workout momentum built. So we can really apply that to any area in life, whatever it is. Again, like me doing these calls, and it only takes one small little action step. So the purpose for these calls is for us to keep each other on this momentum train. And whatever it could be, again, it could be, I got a goal to do one pull up. Well, what is it going to take for you to get that one pull up? Like, it's nice to just set the goal and really want to do that, but are you really going after it? And the velocity is what's going to determine if you get there or not, your actions. It's like, again, like, how much velocity are you putting into, getting that one pull up? Is it, one time a week working out? Is it one time every 2, 3 weeks? So you're not, you're not going to get there. But if you're coming to the gym and you're working out consistently once or twice a week and you don't miss months, then you're going to get that. You're going to get to that goal. So that's like all areas in life, anything. So we're going to use each other to just unlock whatever it is deep inside of you that you are going for, whether it's one pull up, whether it's one store, business, location, whether it's I don't know, helping someone along their journey, one person, right? I mean, there's a million things. So why I know for sure group coaching works is because I don't even know how many times in that year did either Sean say something that just blew my mind. Usually it was Sean, but sometimes it was others. And it's not going to come from me. It's going to come from you guys because I'm not where Sean is yet. So that's why I need you guys. And when other people spoke, definitely there was gold nuggets. And it was other people that were having these aha moments from other people sharing. And these aha moments just change a lot. They're shifts. They're shifts. Quantum leaps, I remember them being called quantum leaps. You can quantum leap 10 years in your self, in your growth, in your evolution, in your awareness, in your self-awareness, in other people's awareness. You can shift 10 years in one moment. That's how it happens. It doesn't happen 10 years. Sometimes it could take 10 years. I think for me, it took 37 years. But then after that one shift, now all of a sudden it's like 10 years in one shift. And I had these shifts on the calls. Another example was I was feeling down one day, and usually I was on these calls participating, camera on, and I would not talk all the time, but I would raise my hand and chat like, once or twice a week for sure. And I was just in a funk. Something was, I was in a funk. I was cleaning with no video on my phone, just listening to headphones. And Sean right away is like, we're going to do a meditation. We're going to sit down and do a meditation. Wherever you are, if you're driving, don't do this meditation. He did say that. I remember that. If you're driving, do not do this meditation. But if you're sitting where you're at, close your eyes and we're going to do this thing. And we did it. And it was probably like 7 minutes long. And it was just about dodging your fears, walking down this desert road. Just imagine there's this desert road and it's wide open and there's a mountain in front of you, a huge mountain, beautiful scenery. And you step up to one of your fears, you sidestep it, you go through it, you sidestep it and get back on the path. And did that like 3 or 4 times. And whatever the block that I had inside of myself just like came out. That's where the 100% belief that one day I would write a book. And I think I was fighting myself on that, like there's no way you're going to write a book, right? And I think subconsciously I was like fighting it, and it put me in a funk, like in a non-creative way, like I wasn't creating. So that put me in a funk, and just a little bit of inner guidance, quantum leap. And that's what this is all about. Like it's not going to happen on this call, or although I hope it might. I'm sure I'm taking a little quantum leap here just by doing this call. So again, thank you so much for coming on. I can't do it without you guys. And yeah, so it's these small habits, it's these small little things that we do. I mean, one of the biggest shifts was when I decided that I was going to monitor most of my thoughts. It's kind of hard to monitor all of our thoughts. Anyone says that they monitor all of their thoughts. Well, we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. And the way society is, I mean, Harvard did a study that like 80% are negative, 80% are repetitive. And I think this was before the pandemic. So as you can imagine, but when I made the shift of monitoring my thoughts to more positive ones, even if I only caught half of them or 33%, it took a huge shift. But like, are we doing this daily? I was able to do it daily because it was during the pandemic. Like there was nothing to do. I was not watching the news. I was just like reading and on these calls and creating content. And there was a lot of positivity, and life was amazing. Like zero worries I felt like I had. And then, things open up and you start hanging around people and, now your thoughts become different. So it's very important for us to surround ourselves with ourselves. Because I know everyone on this call knows this. Otherwise, there'd be zero reason for you to be on this call. You would just be like, what is this mastermind? Why? Why would I be on this call? So positive thoughts is momentum. That's a great example of momentum right there. So where's your momentum at? What areas in life are you working on building momentum? Do you know what they are? Have you made a list of your momentum actions recently? What would happen if you made a list of all of the things that you're working on, building momentum, moving forward, just taking action? Even if it's like once a month, I still consider that action because sometimes you can only do things once a month. But what are you doing every day? What are you doing every day that's building your momentum? I would say just jumping on this call, that's a check in like your your personal development, your just being open to others. And it's not easy to share. Like that was a big thing in my life too, like just public speaking and talking, in front of people, all that. Huge fears. Again, like where did they come from? They came from childhood. They came from maybe even before childhood, right? Imprinted. So like, okay, so now my fears are not really there anymore. So where did they go? They just disappeared and vanished one day? Not really. But like I made a conscious effort that I was going to build momentum in tackling that fear. And that fear becomes, it's like you just kind of see it still comes up, but you know that it's not really real. It's kind of illusion. It's an illusion that your brain is creating from something that just hasn't been quite brought up to the present moment. It's still stuck in the past from an experience. It hasn't been, it's not in the present moment. So working on momentum in whatever area of life you want to just do. First of all, where is it? Like if you know where what you're working on, I think that's already great. Probably more than 90% of people. I mean, I love humans and everybody, but where society is. But anyways, and then another important question I think we should all ask ourselves is where are we not building our momentum and why not? Like, is there an area in your life right now where you feel you're missing working on it? Because if there is and you do it, all of a sudden, guess what happens? Man, that's where joy comes from. By the way, I don't know any other place where joy comes from but the momentum that you tackle. I mean, yeah, I guess we can get joy from loved ones and other ones, but when they're gone, what happens to the joy? Let's say we get joy from walking in nature. Well, let's say you can't go to nature. Where does it come from? So obviously, joy is always from internal actions that we take, not anything outside of ourselves. That could bring us happiness, definitely happiness. But joy is like, man, I just did my first call. After this call, I think I'm going to be sitting in a puddle of joy for at least like an hour. So like that's joy. So where do you feel like you're not working on an area of life? And if you would like to work in that area, this is an opportunity to set that as your goal for the call. 7 days, come back 1 week from today, and you're going to pull out your notebook where you wrote that 7 day goal and you're going to see how you did. It might be 7 days of every day of doing something. It might be, I just have one goal. I need to make this phone call and talk to this person by next Wednesday. There is magic in momentum. And all momentum is movement. That's all it is. There's nothing but that. It's just movement. We're moving energy. Everything is energy. We are not solid. 99 point, I think it's 100% not solid. I mean, why do they say 99.9? Did you guys ever think about that? Like, why 99? I guess a particle can be a wave, so maybe that's why. But we're all energy. So technically, whatever it is that you set as your goal is going to require movement, but you will create it if you move. Again, like, I've wanted to do a call for a long time. I did not move. I mean, I took some baby steps and then stopped for like a while. I did not create anything because the energy from the movement wasn't there. Then all of a sudden, I said, all right, it's time. Enough is enough. Like, what the hell am I waiting for? Just do the call so I can sit in a puddle of joy. And I moved, and now we're here. Just like you guys, you moved, now you're here. You moved, you moved, you signed up, you kept moving. Again, everyone on this call that I see has definitely put on muscle, has definitely lost body fat. I mean, I just saw Jason after not seeing him down in Florida. He was there for a little while. Man, guy looks good. You know what he told me? He moved every day on the phone, walking, talking, doing business, walking to getting his food, not just ordering DoorDash, walking, working out, walking. Like, movement creates everything. So where are you moving the most at? Give yourself that credit, because confidence only comes from one place. Being aware of what you have created and where you're going and the movement. It's all energy. Like, whatever the words I use right now, they're all the same if you think about it. It's all moving and challenging ourselves and going through things that we might not necessarily want to do, but we know if we do, then we get that joy. So that's it. So pick one thing, just one thing that you're going to do, you're going to work on, one goal for the week. And if anybody knows what their goal is already and would love to share, I would love to open it up. Don't all jump in.
I'll share because my phone's on 12% and I
Okay,
still
we
need
need you
battery while I'm
now.
at the pool. All right. So I need to work out every single day. And I'm gonna start doing a 48-hour fast every single week, once a week. Because I just did one and I felt so good the second day. So I think it's good to do that at least once a week for the goals that I'm trying to hit by next month.
That's amazing. Now you're going to work out every day. So what does that look like? Are you mixture of strength training, running, walking?
All of it. So I mean, I'm trying to do 2-a-days, but every single day for sure. And I got one of those like vibration, like lymphatic drainage, like those like leg shakers. So I'm doing that daily. So I wake up, I do that. But I have a gym downstairs, so there's really no excuse. Like, I just go downstairs. So definitely a mixture of weight training and cardio. And if I could do it twice, I will. But definitely every single day.
Okay, I like it. We'll check in next week. You'll give us an update.
Yes.
Thanks, Liz.
I have
Thanks,
I have a
Liz.
concert I'm going to next month. I have to be in the best shape of my life for it. So
What's the concert?
Chris Brown. I'm going twice. I'm going to his concert twice.
Love
In
Chris
two
Brown.
different.
Yeah.
I love him so much, and I want him to pick me to go on stage, and I want to make sure that I am body rocking.
Well, if he doesn't pick you, then I don't know what's wrong with him.
I know, right?
Yep.
We'll
Thanks, Liz.
Thanks.
All right, who else? So we have this is Ivor, who's not able to dial in, but he's got his text. I'm going to work on positive affirmations every night and every morning. I already do it specifically, but I'm going to work on making it a habit. Right. So like, yeah, if you do it, there's a gratitude book. What's Liz, do you remember what it's called? But
Which one?
from and that one author, it's a 30-day gratitude book that if you do it for 30 days, like it just changes you. It just does. And I think it's the same thing. If you write positive affirmations and you monitor your words for like 7 days straight, then you see
Oh, I know
this.
what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. You have to do positive affirmations every single day. It rewires your brain. If I remember it, I'll send it to
But
you.
there's one, yeah, and there's one for gratitude. Yeah. All right. Who else?
I think it's important that you have to have a routine. There's got to be a reason why you're doing what you're doing. So for me, like every morning, I do a thing called VAMP: visualize, affirm, meditate, and pray. Those are the first four things I do every day, and that's an hour of my day before I look at my phone, look at my email. Right? If I don't do those things, I can't be functional. I don't have as good of a day. But I think it's just important to stack good on top of good. And you were talking about taking actions, right? Not doing something is taking an action as well. And you have to remember that not doing something is still making a decision and choosing not to do it. So, the days where I really don't feel like working out, the days I don't want to go for a walk or a hike, or those are the days you specifically have to make yourself do it. You have to be disciplined, right? Motivation will only last you so long. That's why so many people go to a gym and quit within 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You don't get your shoulds, you get your musts, right? So if you say I should go to the gym, you're not going to go to the gym. If you say I should eat better, you're not going to eat better. If you say I must, right? And I think what Liz said is absolutely true. You have to rewire your subconscious mind, right? We work as a computer. You're no different than a computer program that's running. You have a set of beliefs and things that you've come to believe. So you see a worldview the way it is based off all the things and experiences that you've had. And that's how you live your life now. You can change that, right? So if you have beliefs of like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, or I'm, ugly or this or whatever, because everybody's had these negative thoughts, but they're negative beliefs about themselves. You can actually rewire your subconscious mind. I've done a lot of work to do that. Um, and when you do that, for me, my experience, meditating and praying and every day doing all those things that I do, I live in a world of joy all the time. Do bad things happen? Sure. Right? There are things I don't want to have happen. Sure. Things that don't feel good. Sure. But I can more easily deal with them now because I have a structure to my day every day, and people call them life hacks or whatever. But you really have to you have to make a conscious choice, right? To take that momentum that you're talking about in any area of your life because you want to feel better, right? Or you want your life to be better, right? Like nobody's going to the gym because it doesn't make their life better. You feel it enhances your experience of life, right? So that's kind of why you're doing those things or why we do anything, So I just focus on stacking good on top of good. Do good things every day that I possibly can. And there's days where I fail at, and that's okay. I don't beat myself up when I fail about it because we're not perfect. We're all humans having this experience. So, don't beat yourself up, but you have to take focused action. Why are you doing what you're doing? Your why has to be bigger than what you're doing. I want to leave a lineage and take care of my family and put my family in a good position. I want to live till I'm 100, right? These are all things I want to do. So if I don't lose a bunch of weight and get in better shape, I can't live till I'm 100, right? So anyways, I don't have one specific thing I'm working on, but I will say this too, and this is the last thing I'll say. Whatever you want to come true in your life, you have to write it down. You have to. It's 74% more likely to come true in your life if you write it down, right? So I do a lot of affirmations for manifestations and creating things in my life, and I write them down and I write them and I write them, and they show up in the most amazing ways sometimes too. So, but anyways, that's what I have to offer.
Colin Mahone, welcome to the show. This guy's amazing. That was awesome. Write him down.
I'm at a different stage than I think most of the people that work at the Zero Doubt Club, because I'm probably among the older members that work out on a regular basis. And I actually started working out 2007 when Gold's Gym opened at Legacy for about 3 weeks before it became Urban Active. And I do it selfishly. And I see the results, I'll say, kind of sideways in terms of my wife doesn't work out at Zero Doubt Club, but she exercises every day religiously. Less than 3 weeks ago, she had replacement knee surgery. She is walking without a cane. She is driving. She is doing squats at the doctor's direction. She had surgery, total knee replacement surgery less than 3 weeks ago. And the doctor, and she's 75, and the doctor said, there's no question being in good shape is why you're recovering at the pace that you are, rather than most people that come in and they don't exercise on a regular basis and their bodies aren't ready for it. So, I exercise daily, and I'll share another thing, and that's about 6 years ago. I was had a regular checkup with my cardiologist, and my cardiologist said, "How often are you exercising?" I said, 5 days a week. And I'm expecting a pat on my back. And he said, "I don't like that." He said, what are you doing? I said, "I'm power walking 5 days a week, 2 to 5 miles a day." I'm expecting a pat on my back. And he said, "I don't like that." I said, "What's the problem?" He said, "If you don't strength train half the time, you're not getting the benefit that you need." He said, "It's too hard on your body only doing aerobic type exercise. You've got to do the strength training to balance it out." And I had been, years earlier, as we said, Gold's Gym, then it was Urban Active, then it became Lifetime. I don't know what it is today. But strength training became a part of my routine. Again, I'll say for selfish reasons. God doesn't promise you tomorrow, but I want to hedge my bets as much as I can.
Yep. Love it. It's a great way to end it. Great way to end it. All right, we have 6 minutes. I think I will upgrade this Zoom to give us more time next time. Anyone else? 6 minutes. Last chance. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. Episode 1 in the books. Let's go. Let's build our momentum. And yeah, like Norm said, tomorrow's not promised, so just do it today. All right, I'm out, guys. I'll see you next week. Same time, same place.